Hey, what's up, yo? Listen, let me tell you why a lot of people get confused when it comes to religion. See, because those who you listen to, they're they're speaking from scripts. You see, no one taught them to put life, you see, inside what they're reading. You see, which is going to make what they're reading 10%. And the belief in the knowing of themselves, you see, the likeness of the Creator, themselves. See, we use that 90% or use that 10% to seal that 90, to make them whole. You see, for them to become whole. You see what I'm saying? You see, so when you hearing things and you hearing people talk this way and then they go up and then they talk over here talking, pay attention to what they're saying. Don't disconnect yourself from some of these brothers because you're not understanding what they're talking about. Or they sound hypocritical. You see, they just in another chapter of the same body. You see, they just speaking within a particular color. You see, and you thinking they're talking hypocritical because over here they said this and over here they said that, and you never, and you was taught in your schools not to listen that way. You see, but this is how this capitalist society talk. You see, you want, if they say this what it means. However it be, but that ain't how it work. That ain't how it happens. You see, they'll say this, and you thinking that's how it is, but they'll come right around the corner and give you something totally different, and then you come to find out that the shit ain't really different. It just got a different garment on. You see what I'm saying? It's algebra. It's algebra. See, it's mathematics. It's mathematics. If you're going to learn these bodies, you're going to have to learn mathematics in words. See, the way you learn mathematics with the numbers, you learn the same thing with the words. You see, because every word has values to them. Every letter has a value, you see, and these values turn into frequencies. You see, these frequencies are vibrations, you see. And so don't disconnect yourself from these brothers whom you feel that's talking over here and then they talk over there. Always carry both poles. You see, always carry both poles because the whole Bible they talk about two poles all the time. You see, didn't you come from two poles? Didn't you come from two beings? Aren't you one? You know what I'm saying? Isn't it your human your humane self that should get, that's supposed to have a mate? You know what I'm saying? So that one, that singular can come out the womb of you. You see what I'm saying? It takes two poles. You see, it takes two poles. Now, whoever you are and whoever your mate is, that's what you're going to produce out your womb. You see, now that individual has that blueprint, that 90% blueprint. You see, and everything else is going to be 10% coming to that being, unless it don't tap into their 90% and they use you or scripts or all these other lesbians out here as a 90% and they just use themselves as 10%. Because that's how it happens. See, that's how it happens. A lot of people don't use the full 90, you see, of the Most High. You see, they'll take what they're reading and say this is how it is, and that's probably what you're talking about. You see, that's probably what you're talking about, but you have to identify the bodies. You have to identify the bodies. Don't say all because it's everybody like that. You're even like that. You think you ain't, but you are. You see. But people like myself, we can hear in what you be saying. We can hear what you be saying. You see, you up and down. You see, you just not using spiritual terminologies. Or, not spiritual, religious terminologies. But you're saying the same thing. You see? And no one would ever know that you're talking religious shit. You see? Because you're just using different words. You see what I'm saying? Listen, man. Look, it's all math. Just dominate two poles. Just remember your mother and your father. Remember how you got here. And that mother, that's one. I mean that father, that's one. That mother, that's two. And you're gonna be three. You see, you're gonna be three. You're gonna carry those two every step of your life. Every step of the life, you're gonna carry that. You see, you are the singular. You are the apex. You see, you the apex of those two. You see, what's gonna come from that two is a negative and a positive. You know what I'm saying? Or a positive and a negative. It depends on what you need out here in the world, on how you're gonna use this masculine energy, or how you're going to use this feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? It's up to you. Are you going to use this feminine energy above? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to use the masculine energy above? Or are you going to use it down below? You know what I'm saying? Masculine and feminine. You see? Masculine, feminine, masculine. You see? One is above, two is above, two is below. But they're one. You see what I'm saying? But they're one. It's a cross. That's what it is. It's a cross. You see? I didn't say a crucifix. I said a cross. You see? It's not a hard process to understand, brother. You know, it's not a hard process to understand. You see, don't take yourself away from people because you don't understand the reason. And a lot of times people don't understand because they talk amongst themselves and talk to other people about what's confusing them, who are just like them, confused. You see, if I'm talking to somebody, if I heard something, I'm talking to somebody about something, and I'm confused about it. You see, and then I talk to people who have a mind state like me, who like me. You know what I'm saying? And they hear the confusion in it, and they be like, "Oh man, that's fucking confusing." And then all of a sudden you drop it, and then you made 10,000 or 100,000 more motherfuckers drop it. You see, but you didn't hear shit. You didn't hear shit. You don't know shit. You see, the only way you're going to know it if you either talk to the living being that you got access to. We don't ever talk to things that's living. We talk to the spirit that they spitting out. You see, we don't talk to the living. So you will know for certain, and you have the ability to correct them if they need correcting. Because most beings that talk this, you know what I'm saying? They search for the correction also. They love correction. You see? Because inside of that correction, there's houses. There's many other doors. You see? Inside of that correction. So they look for these corrections. But so they hold it where it is until they have correction. And some people go, 20 years without anyone correcting them. But everybody's believing something that is like, it's fucked up. It's not even real. That's not what the person is saying. And the only thing they got to do is just ask a question. You know what I'm saying? Ask the question. If they're confused about it, and hell, they could probably possibly know the truth, but they're responding to it negatively. And what the person was saying is not negative. It bled in it. He just don't know how to articulate it. You see? And you're not helping him articulate something that needs to be articulated by the person who bled in it. You see, because what you're saying is probably true, but it's negative. And what he's experienced was a positive. You see? And he's trying to, or she, trying to interpret it, but it's hard to interpret it. You see? It's not hard. It wasn't hard for you, but see, yeah, it's hard to interpret it outside of the positive energy that it gave it. You see? So it can't hear you negatively because it's coming out wrong. You saying it, but it's coming out wrong. That means, you saying some things and people be ready to stab you. You're just like, damn, what they fucking with me for and shit? They the ones that hit me. They the ones that hit me with the motherfucking bat. Why they over here lifting him up? They giving him another bat to hit me again with it. You see? That's what they did to your ancestors. The way you thinking is the same way those oppressors used to think. You see? Some of those slaves, those inventors, those innovators was telling the truth about a whole lot of shit. You see? Shit, those oppressors made that shit sound negative. And they beat their ass and took their creations. You see? You know, because it was negative. But you inside of that creation right now today, probably, it's a positive. You see?